Have you ever noticed that your voice sounds different when you switch languages? Maybe you're higher in Spanish, deeper in English, or maybe your whole vibe just shifts when you code switch. And now you're thinking, wait, if I'm training a new voice for gender affirmation and me time, do I have to do this twice, 3 times, in every language I speak?
You're thinking in Japanese, aren't you? Do it in German.
Strudel, bratwurst.
Never mind. Switch language to Japanese.
The short answer, yes. But that is not the whole story. Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm a gender-affirming voice teacher. Today, we're talking about trans voice training for multilingual and bilingual speakers. And let me level with you here. I know it can feel daunting to have to voice train in all the languages you spent likely a lot of time already just learning to speak. However, I promise this video is going to reframe this not as a limitation, but as proof that you already kind of have superpowers.
She's not dead yet.
If you're bilingual or multilingual, you're already doing something that a lot of monolingual people struggle to believe is even possible. You're changing your voice on command every single day. So let's talk about what that means for your trans voice training, why it happens, and how you can use it to your advantage.
Hey, you got this.
The challenge, but not really. Each language you speak has its own motor memory when it comes to phonation. The way you hold your tongue, the pitch patterns you use, the rhythm and flow of speech, it's all slightly different depending on the language. And it's not just about the mechanics of speech either. Each language exists in a cultural context, and each culture has its own norms and expectations around gender and voice.
I don't know, that sounds like a lot.
What sounds feminine in English might not sound feminine in Mandarin. What feels masculine in Spanish might read differently in French. The codes are different, the rules are different, the vibes are different. So when you switch languages, you're not just switching accents, you're stepping into a whole different set of vocal and cultural patterns.
Why is this so complicated?
But before you panic and think, oh great, now I have twice as much work to do, let me tell you why this is actually amazing. You're already a voice chameleon. Here's the thing that blew my mind when I first learned it. Bilingual speakers naturally change their pitch and vocal quality depending on which language they're speaking. A 2017 meta-analysis on bilingual speakers found that people's fundamental frequency, or their average pitch, shifts depending on the language they're using. As someone who lives in Montreal, one of the most multilingual cities in the world, I see this every day.
What part of America are you from?
Montreal.
Can't say I'm familiar with it. Though, there is a Montreal in Canada, you know.
Les gens utilisent certaines qualités vocales lorsqu'ils parlent une langue y cambian fácilmente sus características vocales cuando cambian de idioma. People use certain vocal qualities when they speak one language, and they easily shift their vocal characteristics when they switch to another. If you're multilingual, you're likely doing this right now without even thinking about it. So here's the reframe. If you can code switch between languages, you can code switch between voices.
I know you can do it. I believe in you.
If you're multilingual, then you might even be better positioned to learn new ways of using your voice because you already have practice with the vocal flexibility. And if you're monolingual, don't worry, this doesn't make your starting point any harder than it was 5 minutes ago. Just take this as proof that if their voice is flexible and changeable as well, yours can be too. And if you're currently learning a language, you have even more advantages.
Tell them what they want, son!
The skills you're using, like reading aloud, identifying your weaknesses, diversifying your practice, embracing mistakes, and immersing yourself in the language, are in fact the exact same skills that make trans voice training successful. Plus, learning to hear subtle differences between sounds in a new language also helps train your ear to hear differences in your trans voice training as well. You're already halfway there. How to approach multilingual voice training. Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you train a voice that works across multiple languages? Well, here is my step-by-step approach. Step 1, start with only one language. Pick the language that you use most often or the one you feel most comfortable practicing in and start there. Build your foundation. Concentrate on getting confident with the vocal characteristics you're working on, like pitch, resonance, vocal weight, and inflection. Once you have a solid grasp of the basics and of your target voice in that first language, then you can start bringing it into your other languages.
One foot in front of the other.
Step 2, make lists of common daily phrases for each of your languages. You likely use your different languages in different contexts. I have students here in Montreal who speak English in their relationship, French at work, and Spanish with their family.
Sacre bleu, where is mi mama?
Each of those contexts will have different common phrases that are used. Make a list of each one and practice saying your common phrases in each language in your target voice.
Let's start with this simple phrase.
Okay.
Step 3, notice the cultural codes in each language. Spend some time observing how gender is expressed vocally in each of your languages and cultural contexts. Listen to people around you, watch videos, or listen to podcasts in each of your cultural contexts. Ask yourself, what does a feminine or masculine voice sound like in this language or context? And then ask, do I want to follow these codes or do I want to intentionally break them? There's no right answer, it's your voice and you get to decide.
Who's up for some exploring?
Step 4, build separate motor memory for each language. Just like you have a different motor memory for pronouncing words in different languages, you'll need to build different motor memory for your target voice in each language. That means practicing in each language regularly. It doesn't have to be equal amounts of time. Focus on the languages you use most.
I need to prioritize.
And step number 5, use your warm-up as a multilingual practice space. If you're doing a daily vocal warm-up, and you should be, try working your languages into it by running through your exercises in different languages. Slide your pitch while counting in Portuguese, do a resonance exercise while saying German vowels,
Strudel, bratwurst.
practice your vocal weight on a phrase that you use all the time in Swahili. This keeps all your languages active in your voice training, even if you're focusing most of your energy on one at a time. Common questions and concerns. Alrighty, now that we've covered how to build your multilingual self up, let's get to troubleshooting some common issues. Number 1, my target voice works in English but falls apart in my other language. This is normal. You've practiced more in English. Maybe you've spent more time listening to English examples like me. The solution is just more practice in the other language. Be patient with yourself. You're learning a new skill in a new context. Number 2, I'm learning from English language resources like yours. Will these exercises even work for my language? Great question. The underlying mechanics of voice production are universal. Your vocal folds, your larynx, your vocal tract, they work the same way whether you're speaking English, Japanese, Arabic, or Papiamentu. So yes, exercises for pitch, resonance, and vocal weight will absolutely work across languages because they're targeting the physical mechanisms of your voice, not the language itself. However, and this is important, how you apply those skills will vary depending on your language and cultural context.
Well, it's all about context.
For example, the pitch range that reads as feminine in English might be different from what reads as feminine in Japanese. The resonance that feels right in Yoruba might need adjusting in Tagalog. And in all cases, remember, this is not just one target, but a range of possibilities.
お前のこと、ちゃんと見てるからな。
So while you can absolutely use English language resources to learn the fundamental skills, you'll need to do your own research and observations to figure out how to apply those skills in your specific language and cultural context. That's exactly why I emphasize the research phase so much in my courses. I want to give you the tools to figure out what works for your voice in your context, not just copying what works for English speakers.
You gotta think outside the bun.
It's a French-Canadian delicacy called poutine.
Number 3, I feel like I'm performing a stereotype when I try to sound masculine or feminine in a language other than my native language. And that is fair. Gender stereotypes exist in every language, and you don't have to follow them. I would say use the cultural codes as a starting point for research, but ultimately your voice is yours. And remember that knowing these borders for these codes is actually better equipping you to break them when you want to. So if you want to break the mold, break the mold.
To break the rules. Bingo.
Number 4, it's easier to use my target voice in one language than in another. That totally makes sense. Some languages might better align more naturally with your target voice characteristics. For example, if you're working on raising your pitch and you speak a language with a naturally higher average pitch, that language might feel easier to use your target voice. So use that to your advantage. Start where it's easier and build confidence, and then bring those skills into the more challenging language. Number 5, I keep accidentally slipping into my old voice when I switch languages. You're basically training yourself to override years of automatic code switching patterns. It takes time. This is true of so many things outside of voice as well, like driving a rental car that has different features than the one you're used to, or using a different computer operating system at work. These skills are transferable, but it takes a little bit of time to get them in your brain. So use reminders like a bracelet or a ring to help you stay conscious of your voice when you switch languages.
Yeah, I was working on my totem actually.
And number 6, my family/community only knows my old voice in our shared language, and I'm nervous about changing it. This is real. These are huge questions around identity, belonging, and community. If you're worried about how your voice change will be received in a specific cultural or family context, take it slow. You don't have to change everything at once. And remember, you can always have multiple voices for different contexts if that feels safer or more authentic to you. And if it helps, I made a video that you can share with your family that can help introduce them to the voice training process. I've linked it below.
Maybe there's a silver lining.
Before we move on, let me share with you the silver lining once again, because it's important. If you're bilingual or multilingual, you already know in your bones that your voice is not fixed. You've been shifting your vocal patterns your whole life, so you're not starting from scratch. You're building on skills you already have, and that means you have a huge advantage. Conclusion. So yes, you will need to practice your target voice in all the languages you speak regularly, but try not to think of it as a burden. It's an opportunity to explore the full range of what your voice can do. Your multilingualism is not a complication, it's a superpower. I keep thinking of Homer Simpson. Christ-ertunity!
Yes, Christ-ertunity!
If you want more support with voice training across languages, my courses, Mindful Voice Feminization, Masculinize Your Voice Without Testosterone, and Mix and Match Designing Your Non-Binary Voice all include lessons on cultural context and how to adapt exercises to your specific needs, whatever languages you speak. And if you want a free taste of what my teaching is like, check out my free webinar, Change the Gender of Your Voice, No Hormones or Surgeries Required, which I have linked in the description. And let me know in the comments, how many languages do you speak? And if you noticed your voice changing between them. I'd love to find out all kinds of new ways different people's languages interact with their voice. But hey, that's all for today. I've been Renee, and I hope this helps. Is native language offensive? Is there another word for that? Mother language? Your language assigned at birth.
Your language.
All include lessons on, what was that?
I have no idea.
If you want more support, well, right off the bat.
Great take.
That better be it, because